The stock market is going through a bit of a rotation right now, where any stock that's connected to AI or artificial intelligence has seen a bit of a pullback. Investors are taking profits and investors are rebalancing their portfolio. After all, it's been AI stocks that have carried the market over the past few years. But it's important for you as an investor to ensure you're not overextended. You're sticking to your strategy. The core of your portfolio is what you want to lean on in these uncertain times. And the core of your portfolio should be built of high quality names. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to be going through 5 high quality names for you to consider buying and adding to your portfolio. And the 5 stocks we're going to be covering in today's video are going to include ABBV, Amazon, S&P Global, Meta Platforms, and Uber Technologies. I think you're really going to enjoy today's video, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the entirety of today's video. And before we begin, do me a huge favor, click that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's roll the intro. Hey everyone, Mark Roussin here, back for another video. As always, I'm a CPA and not a financial advisor, so please do not take this as financial advice. And before we begin, let me thank today's video sponsor, which is Fiscal AI. Fiscal AI is my one-stop shop for researching and analyzing stocks. With the tools available to you, the user, it gives you a huge edge as it allows you to research stocks in half the amount of time. And right now, you can try it out completely free and get a 15% off paid subscription after your free trial when you use my link down in the description below. All right, let's jump back into our video talking about 5 quality companies. Why are they quality? These are high quality companies with real profits, real revenues, and real cash flows. No speculation is going on here. And before we begin, since you already know the 5 stocks, let me know in the comment section which of these 5 is your favorite. Which of these 5 are you already invested in? So let's get this thing started off with stock number 1, which is going to be ABBV, stock ticker ABBV. And if you've been subscribed to my newsletter, The Stock Investor's Edge, where you can follow my entire portfolio, then you know this has been one of my longest held positions in my portfolio. After all, the company spun off from Abbott Labs back in 2013. And since that spinoff, all the stock has done is climb 550%, now making it one of the largest pharmaceutical companies within the S&P 500. When it comes to ABBV, they have a market cap of $395 billion, and year-to-date, shares are up nearly 30%, so actually outperforming the greater S&P 500. And when it comes to talking about quality, that usually coincides with less volatile stocks. And one way to see how volatile a stock is compared to the S&P 500 is by looking at a company's beta or a stock's beta. And when it comes to ABBV, they're at 0.35, so even less volatile than that of the S&P 500. Taking a look here at this Fiscal AI chart, you can see the company's cash from operations, which peaked back in 2022, which coincides with the company losing patent protection for its #1 selling drug at the start of 2023. That drug was Humira, which was also the top selling drug in the world prior to the pandemic. But the thing you see now of late is this is a company that's ramping back up its cash flows again to take out those all-time highs. How are they doing this, you might ask? Much of it has to do with the growth we have seen in 2 blockbusters, Skyrizi and Rinvoq, and there's many more on the way. So they're taking more of a collective approach. Rather than relying on one blockbuster, it's across the board, which puts ABBV in a much better and more stable position moving forward. From a valuation perspective, analysts are looking for the company to generate EPS of $14.27 in 2026, giving the stock a forward PE multiple of 15.9 times. Now, this is not a steal of the century type stock, but rather a quality name to withstand the bumpiness we are seeing in tech right now. And on top of that, the company pays a dividend of $6.92 per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 3.1%. And they've been growing their dividend for 12 consecutive years, which is every year they've been their own public company. Analysts right now rate the stock a moderate buy with an average price target of $252 per share, implying more than 10% upside from current levels to go along with that 3.1% dividend yield. And that leads us to quality stock number 2, which is going to be Amazon, stock ticker AMZN. And when it comes to Amazon, this is actually one of my favorite stocks heading into 2026 and beyond. It's a well-diversified company, giving you exposure to e-commerce retail, cloud, robotics, AI, advertising, and so much more. I love a company that has many different levers they can pull. In terms of Amazon, its size, they currently have a market cap of $2.4 trillion, making it one of the largest in the S&P 500 today. However, on a year-to-date performance, shares are only up 1%. It's wild to think that a company like Amazon is only up 1% in a year in which the S&P 500 is up over 16%. But the thing we have to note is back in April, this was a company that was down nearly 25%. So from that point in time up until today, this is actually a stock that's grown more than 35%. The more experience you get when it comes to investing, you're going to notice that there can be a bifurcation between a company's stock performance and their actual financial performance. And that's what you get with Amazon. This is why that when I was pounding the table back when the shares were at $180 per share, that was a successful buy. This is why when I was pounding the table when shares were at $200 per share, that was a successful buy. This is a company whose operations, whose EBITDA, whose free cash flow continued to grow. Meanwhile, the stock wasn't playing catch up. And if you're interested in seeing my entire portfolio, then consider becoming a subscriber to my newsletter, The Stock Investor's Edge. You could get access to my entire portfolio, get trade alerts anytime I buy or sell a position, and also get stock deep dives and so much more. Check out the link down in the description below. Getting back to Amazon, taking a look here at this Fiscal AI chart, you can see this is a company not only growing, but also becoming more efficient. Revenues are higher, operating profits are higher, and operating margins are higher. All things I love to see, and this is a company investing heavily for future growth, and they will be a major player in the world of robotics. From a valuation perspective, analysts are looking for the company to generate EPS of $7.86 next year, giving the stock a forward PE of 28.2 times. But with this company, I love to focus on EBITDA, which I refer to as the enhanced version of operating income. And over the past 6 years, the stock is traded at an average EV to EBITDA multiple of 24.8 times. Today, you can pick shares up for 17.5 times, one of the lowest in the history of the company. Usually when you see multiples compressed like this, it's usually a sign that a company is growing slower, but that's just simply not the case when it comes to Amazon. Looking here at this Fiscal AI chart, you can see EBITDA continues to not only grow, but grow at a faster pace, growing year over year by 42%, which is very impressive considering that they were averaging closer to 25% in the years prior. When it comes to analysts, they rate the stock a strong buy, with an average 12-month price target of $300 per share, implying more than 30% upside from current levels. Amazon is definitely a name that I want in my portfolio for the long term. And that's going to bring us to quality stock number 3, which is going to be S&P Global, stock ticker SPGI. And when talking about quality, it doesn't get much more high quality in the financial sector than S&P Global. After all, this is a company that really operates in a duopoly with close competitor Moody's. And the thing about S&P Global is the fact that they're a high quality company. They can grow their earnings and their cash flow, but at the same time, they also pay a dividend that continues to grow year in and year out. In fact, they have grown their dividend for more than 50 consecutive years, making them a dividend king. And that dividend over the past decade has been growing quite fast, to the tune of 11% per year, making it a rare breed of a dividend king mixed with a dividend growth stock. When it comes to S&P Global, the company currently has a market cap of $152 billion, and year-to-date shares are only up 1%. S&P Global is very similar to Amazon, both up 1%, both not partaking in the rally that we have seen in 2025. But that's okay, because we're long-term investors, and this allows us to buy high-quality assets at great valuations. When it comes to S&P Global, the rating business is their bread and butter, as it accounts for nearly 40% of company revenues. And I believe with rates coming down, that'll continue to drive higher revenues for the business. Looking here, you can see SPGI is a highly profitable business as well, with 40% operating margins and, as I mentioned, revenues that continue to climb higher. From a valuation perspective, analysts are looking for the company to generate EPS of $19.82 in 2026, giving the stock a forward PE multiple of 25 times. That has been closer to 29.5 times on average over the past 5 years. So you're getting a nice little discount here. When it comes to analysts, they rate the stock a strong buy with an average 12-month price target of $612 per share, implying more than 20% upside from current levels. The financial space is one that I believe is going to outperform in 2026, and S&P Global is a great name to own. And that leads us to quality stock number 4, which is going to be Meta Platforms, stock ticker META. And when it comes to Meta, they are part of the so-called Mag 7, and they are actually the cheapest Mag 7 when it comes to a PE ratio. Now again, we don't ever want to invest based on one metric alone, and we don't want to invest solely based on a PE ratio. So know that going in. So taking a look here, we can see how the PE ratios of all the Mag 7 stocks stack up right now, including Tesla. Now Tesla's valuation is off the hinges. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take them out of the equation. So we're going to compare to the other 6 more closely. And we will go from highest PE ratio to lowest. And believe it or not, Apple is the highest with a PE of 33.3 times, which I believe is way too high for a company that has shown pretty much no growth over the past few years. Next in line is Amazon, which we just saw at 29 times. Next is Alphabet at 28.9 times, which this is a stock earlier that was trading at just 17 times. And inside my Discord, I was pounding the table on this name at that point. And it also happens to be my largest holding. Next is Microsoft at 28.5 times. That stock is actually starting to look more intriguing as well, another high quality name. Next on the list is Nvidia, which based on growth, you could view this as the cheapest of the Mag 7, but they trade at a PE multiple at just 25.3 times. And then next and last is Meta at 22 times. So a distant last place, that is. Buying Meta under a 22 times multiple going back just the past few years has been a winning strategy. When it comes to Meta, the company currently has a market cap of $1.6 trillion, again, making it one of the largest companies in the S&P 500, and year to date, shares are up 8%. So yet again, here we are looking at another company that is underperforming the greater S&P 500. But you're probably starting to see my theme. I love buying high quality names at great valuations. I'm not looking to chase speculative names. I'm not looking for the FOMO trade. I'm looking for great companies. Similar to Amazon, Meta continues to grow revenues, grow operating profits while also expanding their margins and becoming more efficient, as they currently have an operating margin of 43.2%. The questions that really surround Meta continue to be around their spending. And as you can see, the orange boxes represent their capital expenditures over the years, with the blue box representing their cash generated from operations. You combine these together, that's what makes up free cash flow. But you can see that their cash from operations surpassed $100 billion over the past 12 months. And as long as they can keep spending reasonable and efficient, this stock looks like a bargain. From a valuation perspective, we saw shares trade at a PE of 22 times. They also trade at an EV to EBITDA of just 16.5 times. Both metrics are in line with historical averages, but this is a company bound to capitalize in a big way with AI and the platforms they have. When it comes to analysts, they rate the stock a strong buy with an average 12-month price target of $845 per share, implying 30% upside from current levels. And that leads us to quality stock number 5, which is going to be Uber Technology, stock ticker UBER. And when it comes to all of the stocks that we've looked at here today, you could say that Uber comes with probably the most risk attached to it. After all, the company pulls back rather aggressively anytime a new report comes out from the likes of Waymo or Tesla's robotaxis. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. But I don't think there has to be just one winner in this space. I believe all can coincide. However, at the same time, when you break them apart, Uber has the biggest platform right now, and they're profitable. Look at Tesla. They are so far away from profitability in this space. And Waymo is actually blowing them out of the water in terms of miles driven. But at the same time, their cars cost a lot. When it comes to the company, they currently have a market cap of $177 billion. And on a year-to-date performance, shares are up 30%. But at one point, Uber is one of the top performing stocks in all of the S&P 500. But in the past few months, shares have pulled back nearly 20%. With shares trading around $80 per share right now, that's the same level that shares were trading back in April, essentially saying this company has wiped away all of its growth moving forward. But like we've looked at some of these other companies, sometimes you're going to see that disconnect between companies' financial results and their stock price. Looking at this chart now, hopefully by now you're starting to understand the stocks I like. As we see here with Uber, revenues continue to drive higher, and the company started turning an operating profit in the past few years, and now we're starting to see efficiency kick in, with operating margins getting set to surpass 10%. Not just that, but look at their free cash flow. That also turned positive recently and is growing as we speak, year in and year out. From a valuation perspective, we can see the PE was near 150 at one point. This is when the company just started turning a profit. But now they've settled into around the mid-20s range, which I think is pretty fair, but I would say it should be closer to 30 times in my opinion. When it comes to analysts, they're looking for big upside as they rate the stock a strong buy with an average 12-month price target of $115 per share, implying roughly 40% upside from current levels. So there we just looked at 5 quality stocks. Now that we've got through the video, let me know what is your favorite on this list right here. Is it Meta? Is it Uber? Amazon, S&P Global, or the old dividend payer in ABBV? Let me know in that comment section. If you found any value, I'd really appreciate it if you share this with a friend and hit that like button, as it really helps the growth of the channel moving forward so that I can continue to put out new videos week in and week out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.